Today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the spark plugs on a 2014 Toyota Prius. Now this applies to the 2010, I believe to 2014 or 15, one of those, and then from there it changes on. This is very simple. You are going to need a 14 millimeter. You are going to need a 9/16 socket. If not, what you can do is you can use a 14 millimeter socket. This will be for the spark plugs itself. If you wanted the part number for this, it's going to be 75502. You can get this at AutoZone. 9/16 is the socket size. Now the reason why I'm using this is because it has a magnet on it, and this will help extract the socket. Now if you don't want to get the socket, the spark plug socket, you can use a 14 millimeter and use a magnet to get it out, and then that'll work as fine too. You're basically going to need a ratchet, couple extensions, 10 millimeter. Then you're going to need a pick too. This is the pick right here. This is going to be for picking out the snapping clips for the electrical harness. This is all going to have to come off. So I don't need to do this. I'm just kind of giving you an idea as an example. For some people, I would recommend to put tape just to mark down where your windshield is, when your windshield wiper is, because we're gonna have to take those off. So right there, so you're gonna have that. So that's where our blade's gonna be at. Then the same thing, you would put one right over there. Again, I'm just showing that for an example. I don't need to do that myself, but just wanted to give you a tip on that. Now, if you haven't already, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, and hit that subscribe button for more upcoming videos in the future. And we're going to go ahead and start this video right after the intro. Alright, so first thing what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and pop off the wiper arms. This one we can pop off real easy, so we'll just take off those bolts. And then for the other one, you're going to need a pick or a flathead screwdriver, and then we're just going to dig right here on the little corner surface and just dig right up. And then these should just pop right out. Just like that. These are clipped in. Hey, careful. And then again, these are 14 millimeters, so 1, 2, 3, 14 millimeters. So alright, so when you want to pull this guy out, don't pull it on like this. What you gotta kind of do is you gotta push it down and then wiggle it back and forth. So don't pull up, and then it should pop right out. Now for this one, usually it's a little bit different. So again, push down and then kind of pull right back up. So you're gonna push it and then pull right up. And then once you already break it loose, you just lift up this area while putting your thumb right here, and then just pop it right out just like that. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and pop off this top plastic cover. So we gotta push in this little pin right here. So let me see. So you just push down right there, and then basically you would use that pick that you have, or you can use a Phillips screwdriver, whatever, or so we'll just push right in there. Well, if you lose it, then yeah, well, just like I did. So, or no, this one actually broke a piece. I got spare one, so no biggie. So right there, you see how it kind of lifts up a little bit. So we already got that all out the way. Then again with the pick, we gotta pick these right out. So you can see right there. So these kind of like little fastener clips. So we just pick that right out, and at the same time we're pulling right up. So I'm lifting this up as I'm picking that out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think, yeah, this one should just lift right up. So this should be about 5. And then we gotta push down this little clip right here, just like how the other one I showed you. And then once you're done lifting it up, this should be able to slide right out. So you just wiggle it back and forth. So right here on these little corner clips, I popped off the other side. So right here on the little corner, This is on the passenger side. I'm gonna put that aside. So basically you can just only need to pull out one side, and then we'll just slide that right out. So these guys right here, you got to take off one of them so it could slide out. If not, you can actually take them out, but you just kind of struggle a little bit. So you got to hold this down while pulling this back. So just like this, and it'll slide right out. So these are just clipped right in. So you just press these right in. So just like that, and then there, that's it. All right, so now we're gonna take off the whole windshield wiper assembly. So it's gonna be a few 10 millimeters holding it in. So we got one right here, 2, 3, and 4. So once we take off those, then that can come off. Now we got this clip right here, there's a little clip on the bottom of it. So you just push down this right here. So you're gonna push down that, and then it'll come right off. Now the reason why I'm using the pick, because for this guy specifically, on the bottom of this, you got to pop these off. You can either rip this out however you want. I like to do this in a professional manner and save the clips and then push them right back in. I'm going to show you as an example. So right here, so you can either use a flathead screwdriver or that. And then right here, I'm going to try to do this with one hand. So basically you would push in that clip. Let's see if I can do it from right here. So we're going to push in that clip, lift up at the same time, and then I'm going to go on the other side because I already got one of them unlocked. And then I should be able to pop them right out. Easier said than done with one hand. Alright, so I'm going to do this with both hands. So I'm going to lift up depending on what side I'm doing. So we're going to start off on the inside. So we're going to push in and then lift up. So now we created a little gap. So now all we have to do is just pull on the other lip, and then it should come right out. Okay, there we go. So you see these little 2 tabs right here? So we were able to save this. Now we can reuse this again, and then do that for the other ones. Now, best way, attack operation, we got to do it to 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we got to do it to 4 of those. So I like taking off this one first, and then as soon as we unbolt that windshield wiper arm, then basically we can go ahead and unclip the other ones. So after we take off those bolts, this will just lift right up. And then there's something inside that holds this piece. I'll show that in a little bit. So as soon as we lift everything up, we're gonna slide it over to the passenger side, just like that. You're not gonna be pulling it against it. You're just gonna slide it right in. And so there's this guy right here. This piece is being inside right here. So remember that when we put this back in. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and turn this upside down. And then we're going to get our pick, and then we're going to go ahead and just push these clips right in. Now we're fully freed. And then this wire will just sit right here, just hanging out. Alright, so now remember how these bolts look like? There's going to be 4 in total. So you're all going to keep this in one spot. They're all the same. These are just specifically for this. You can bag them, or you can put them right over here, just like that, and then just leave them right there. Just don't spin it over till you lose them. But I'll keep them because I know how the bolts are. So now we got to take off this little cover plate. This is to protect the motor. All right, so now there's going to be a lot of 10 millimeters. Make sure you get a bag so you don't lose any of this. So I got a magnet tray. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you can take this off if it makes it easier for you. I'm going to leave this on. So that would be the 9th one. And then 10, 11, and 12 bolts. So there's going to be 12 bolts in total. Again, this one bolt is optional. so you don't have to take it off fully. Then as soon as you're done with that, before you even do that, make sure this guy right here is going to be pushed up. All you have to do is just push that down to the side, and that'll make it easier for us to take that out. This too as well. So this little tab right here, you're just going to pull this right back, and then that'll let us slide it right out. So now that we got this all unbolted, pretty much simple. You're just gonna put this wire down, pull up. So we're gonna lift right up, kind of wiggle it out. Push this little bracket down, unless you already unbolted it. Sorry. And just like that. All right, so next, we're gonna go ahead and take off the valve cover. This guy was already broken, so we'll just, yeah, I mean, there's really not much you can do to that. Probably do a little flex seal on that. All right. Access to the spark plugs, the ignition coils. So there's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then basically we have the oil control valve. This is going to be in the way, so we got to take off this guy right here. So just unclip it. So just like that, all you have to do is just squeeze right there. And the same thing for those connectors. Now these guys are very, very brittle. For a while, Toyota is known for this. Is that the little connectors they break a lot. Hopefully that these ones don't break. If they do break, no biggie. You can zip tie them. And these guys are held in by 10 millimeters. So 1, 2, 3, and then there's the 4th 10 millimeter right there. And then also, if you're having a hard time getting out your connector, you're just gonna push down and push the clip open. And then sometimes they'll get kind of caught a little bit. So you can get your pick. Don't pry on it too much, just enough where you can pull back this guy. And the same thing, we're just gonna do that for all of them. We're going to go ahead and pull out our ignition coil. Now right there I basically have it all lined up, so just in case. Here's cylinder 1, 2, 3, and 4. It does not matter. Does not matter. You can mix these guys up, but just in case, just so you're aware. So now next we have our spark plugs. Again, you can either use a 14 millimeter or the 9/16 spark plug socket, and it has to be a deep socket. So go ahead and loosen all these. For putting them back, here's the part number. It's Denso. Make sure you use iridium plugs. Do not use anything other than Denso or NGK. Here's NGK iridium laser. So right here, here's the part number, 4912, or right there the ILKAR7B11. So make sure you use either this brand or the Denso brand. So the Denso brand is going to be S as in Sam, C is in Charlie, 2 is in, the number 2, 0, or I believe it's either O. I don't believe they use 0. So it's gonna be Sam, Charlie, 2, O, H as in hotel, R as in Romeo, 1, 1. So if I can get that to focus. So right there, so you can see it. All right, so perfect. So now that we got that, now here's our spark plugs. Now you do not need to gap these. These come pre-gapped. Do not even try to measure them. If you do, just be very, very gentle with it, just because you don't want to mess up the coating on the iridium. And then you shouldn't have an issue with gapping them. They should come with a little cardboard thing. So they should come with these little, like they're there to prevent the electrodes from bending. So right there you see it. And we'll just pull that out. So you don't need to put any anti-seize. If you want to do, that's your preference. I'm not going to do it. We're in California. We don't need to worry about that. So we're going to go ahead and thread these in by hand. Make sure you do it in by hand. Now I said I know, do it in by hand. I already started a few threads. Now I'm just going to slowly tighten these guys just so it gets snug. So right there, that's it. I'm not going to go any further than that, and I'm going to do that for the rest of them. So you want to torque these down around 20 foot-pounds, ideally. And now we're going to go ahead and throw back on our ignition coils. Alright, so now we're all set and done for this. Now we're going to pretty much reverse the order. The rest is pretty cake. Alright, so when we're putting this guy in, you want it to go diving in first from the back. Make sure you push this metal guy down. Oh, my goodness. Go ahead and unbolt this, just so it makes it easier for the install. This car's been in a little accident, so it kind of makes it life a little bit harder than what it actually is. Now we're going to go ahead and thread in all the bolts. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and put this back in. Now make sure when you put this in that you put this in with that little notch. So I took off the driver's side or the passenger side clip. So I'm going to be putting this in from the driver's side first. And then right here, when you're looking at it, you see these little clips right here? Make sure that this goes under the windshield, and then this little lip right here, this goes above it. So right here, so that'll create a seal, and that'll make it flush. So you see right there, and then we'll just slide it right in. And then you're going to push down on all these clips and make sure that those are clipped in. And so for this guy, you see how this has a little lip right here? So we're going to go ahead and slide it in just like that. And then just make sure it goes into the windshield first. And then we're going to go ahead and push down on it. If it doesn't break on you. This one broke, so the plastic was brittle. Needless to say, it is what it is. Now you can put on the little cover. I'm not gonna put that on. I'm actually gluing it together, letting it dry out. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and put on the wiper blades, or the wiper arms. So when you put this in, make sure that you kind of wiggle it in and that they're fully seated in. And then for this guy right here, what you're going to do is you're going to kind of push down. So you're going to lift this guy right up at the same time, like how you first took it off. And then you're going to push down right here, and then that'll seat it in. And so once we get a little few threads in, we'll be all said and done. Alright, so if this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, and hit that subscribe button for more upcoming videos in the future. And thanks for watching.